My inbox been jumping with this question, so y'all gonna be the first ones to hear about this. Be sure to save this, by the way. You're about to learn exactly what I put on my business credit card applications. For estimated income, I put over $100,000. Too low or too high will get you denied. For employment, I put I was employed by my LLC. I put that I was an operations manager or a director of operations. For industry, I put consulting. Consulting is very vague and you can consult with any industry. For example, if someone consults in the cannabis industry, I can literally consult with them because I'm what? Consulting. If I consult with someone in the trucking industry, I can do that because I'm what? Consulting. You get the gist of it, y'all. When I was asked why do I need funding, I simply said I consult with other businesses to expand their clientele. And I'm not lying on my application because I am literally doing what? Consulting.
There's just a few things that I would like to add because there's so many more other questions that they ask on the credit application. And obviously there's not enough time in this video to respond to all of them. However, let me go ahead and give you guys a little bit more info. Estimated income. You guys gotta be careful with this. If you're doing it for other people, so for example, like how we do it, we don't just put $100,000 in every single application. It doesn't work like that. There's this company called FICO Falcon. It's a product by FICO that what it does, it collects every single application submitted by 9,000 financial institutions. So for example, I apply at Chase for a business credit card and I say that I make $30,000 a year and I get denied because I don't have enough money or I don't make enough money. And then I go to Bank of America and apply for another business credit product with them. But if I go to Bank of America and then I apply and say I make $100,000 a year, then FICO Falcon is gonna see the huge discrepancy in the last 5 minutes that I'm gonna get instantly denied. So you gotta be able to make sure, like, how much did you put before? So if every single application you were putting $30,000 before, then you gotta slowly increment that through your credit applications through multiple months, because it's very hard for banks to trust that you were making $30,000 and all of a sudden you were making over $100,000 in a short span. Could it happen? Yes. Is it likely? No. So you gotta be careful with that. And then there's people, trust me, I have clients who've made $500,000 in under their personal, like $750,000. And even I told them like, yo, maybe you don't want to say that much, right? You gotta be very careful. Okay, it's not just a flat $100,000 and that's it. Employment, employed by my LLC. This is fantastic. What I also recommend my clients to do is to make sure that the LLC name is under employer section on the personal credit report, so that when they pull the personal credit report for the business credit card, they're going to see that the employer is the name of the LLC that they're applying to get business credit. So that's extra verification. Industry, consulting. This is this is the #1 industry to be in. It is the safest. So the reason she said that consulting is very vague, the reason why that works is not because it's vague, it's because it is in a very low risk industry. It's a very good success rate and there's no risk. So if you stop consulting, it's not like how you have a shit ton of debt all of a sudden that you have to handle, right? When you're consulting, all you're doing is just jumping on meetings and consulting people. There's not that much capital expense. There's not that many expenses in the business. So if the business goes under, like you decide to stop the business, it's not like you're left over with a bunch of debt. So that's why it's a very safe industry to be in. And also you're not the one actively doing what you're consulting. What I mean, like, so if, for example, real estate investing is a high risk industry. A lot of banks don't like lending for real estate investors. However, if I say I'm a consultant to real estate investors, then I'm in the consulting business, which is a safe industry, and that's so much better. So being able in the correct industry is very, very important. And then what do you need funding when they ask you? You need to learn what the product is for. So it depends if you're applying for the auto loan. It depends if you're applying for a business credit card, a line of credit. So for example, the line of credits are really good for businesses that have an AR log and an AP log, accounts receivable and account payable. And it's to make sure that for you to be able to fix the lack of cash flow between when the account receivable and the account payables. Because when you're like a manufacturing company, you buy inventory, buy the materials, and then you sell them. There's like 30 days where you're missing cash flow because you sold the item, and it takes like a net 30 accounts where you're going to get paid, right? So that line of credit is for you to keep buying more inventory. By the time you get paid, then you pay the line of credit back. You got to learn and tell the banker and the bank that you know what the product is for and that you're going to use it correctly. I hope this helps you guys.